this Photoshop retouching tutorial, I'll take you through how to retouch a full portrait in Photoshop. We will be achieving this without the use of plugins and AI. My name is Kwekwaye, and this is Ghananie Photography. This image has been raw processed in Capture One. If you missed that video, I'll add it in the description so you can check it after. In that video, I took my time to explain my raw processing routine. I got this image from one of the raw sharing platforms online. The first thing we would want to do here is to analyze this image and see what we want to do before we even start retouching. So first of all, I see there are some blemishes on the backdrop that I would want to correct. Secondly, it has to do with skin. Yes, this image, if you critically look at it, you realize that the face is a bit out of focus, but the hands are, which means the focus was mostly on the hands. This could be a mistake while shooting. So when shooting, you may want to put your focus on the eyes. With that, you are able to get the face in focus. And then here also we have this thing here that I would want to take off. And yeah, a few blemishes on the backdrop and then some blemishes on her skin. So let's create an empty layer by clicking on this. We have an empty layer, so we can name it blemish remover. It is very good to name your layers so that anytime you come back, you will be able to tell what actually happened on each layer. So here, there are various tools that you can use for blemish removal. I'll use the spot healing brush to do that. So with that selected, we choose content aware here. And then we start taking off blemishes one after the other. This looks like a nose ring to me, but it's not that visible. So I'll still go ahead and take it off. Okay, we have that. And then this bold blemish here, we'll take it off. And here also we have this distracting strand, we take it off. Here we have this. Okay, we'll fix this also. And just like that, we have our blemishes taken care of. You can go ahead and do more blemish removal, but since this is a tutorial, I will not focus much on that. So we have this here. The next thing we want to do is to do frequency separation. And don't forget, as you move along, you need to save your work just in case there is a problem, your app crashes, or if you're using a desktop and the light goes off, you still have your work saved. So now we need to do frequency separation. I will use my frequency separation action here, which I will make available for you to download and use. So here it asks you to choose your desired radius. Click on continue. And with the radius, you choose what works for you. From practice and continuous use, I have realized 8 works for me. So I've set it default to 8 to make your workflow faster. So I'll just click OK. And my action automatically selects your mixer brush, and it will pick the values that you have placed in. For my values, I have 30 for every one of them. My flow used to be 25, but I think I changed my brush settings. So I decided to go back to 30. So we expand it here and we have a texture layer and color layer. So once we are using the mixer brush, we have to select the color layer and then we'll start brushing. It is advisable you don't zoom in fully when using the mixer brush. That way you're able to tell what exactly you're doing. So we'll use the bracket open and close to increase and decrease our brush size. So with that, we'll start brushing. And with this, I advise that you don't do long strokes. Do short strokes within regions. Don't stroke from here all the way down here at a go. Just do it, small, as we locally say. So this way you are able to maintain the contrast of the image because you're brushing in smaller strokes. highlights will be preserved in the highlight zones, and then the shadows will also be preserved in the shadow zones. All right, frequency separation is going well, and your ability to stroke within smaller regions is what will differentiate you from other frequency separation users, so that when people see your image, they won't be able to tell exactly that, this guy used frequency separation. It is when you misuse frequency separation, that's when people are able to see. Then they tell you frequency separation is evil. It is not at all. So once in a while, you would disable and enable to see what progress you're making. Okay, so I think I like the progress, so I'll go back out and then continue here. So you see my strokes are short and very gentle, so I don't pull highlights into shadows and vice versa. Do you need to brush everywhere? No. You only brush where you want to blend in the tones seamlessly. So if there is a particular place where there is no need to brush, you don't necessarily have to brush. So with that, we have it on her face. We'll go ahead and then do it on her hands as well. So you may notice I'm not brushing everywhere because I don't need this done everywhere. Okay. So this is fine. We will zoom in to 50% and then have a look at it. Okay, this is before, this is after. Okay, it's looking good. So the next thing we'll do is we'll move to the texture layer and then do more blemish removal. We go into 100. Already this model has good skin, so we won't have to do much. But my second level of blemish removal using frequency separation on the texture layer is to use the clone stamp tool right here. So this is our clone stamp tool. Once selected, I keep my flow at 10%. That way I am able to blend the blemish into the skin. I don't want to fully take off the blemish. I want to just blend it. I want to tone it down a bit. That's all. So to be able to sample, you need to press on Option on your keyboard, or Alt if you're using Windows. Option on Mac. Then you sample an area and then brush over the blemish you want to take off. So in this case, you are sampling a part of the skin that is good and then brushing over the part that you don't like. So it's not like you're totally killing the texture on the skin. No, you're sampling a good part and then replacing the bad part with that good one. That's all we are doing. So with that, we are able to tone down the blemishes. We don't want to fully take away the texture. I mean, there's no sense in taking away all the texture and then replacing it with artificial texture. No, that is not how I like it. Some people may like it like that, but I believe it should not be like that. So here we continue sampling and then brushing. So wherever you see the plus sign, it means we are sampling from that area. So from time to time, you press on Option, Sample, and then you pick. So anytime you see the plus sign, it means the sample from that place is replacing where we are brushing. Okay, I've decided to not fast forward this video so you guys can see it in real time, so you can understand. And as we go along, if you have any question, please ask in the comment section. I do well to reply every message in my comment section. So just ask any question you want to ask and I'll be able to answer you. Also, if you want a one-on-one retouching session, you can let me know in the comments and I'll get in touch with you. So we have that one-on-one lesson. It can be both online or in person if you are in Ghana. All right, the hands have no blemishes. I think there's something here. Okay. How did this escape? So let's have it done. And just like that, we've been able to take that. There's something here also. Okay, let's zoom out. I think we are good to go. So after blemish removal using frequency separation, the texture layer, I go back to the color layer, use my mixer brush, and then do one more round of brushing just to consolidate the texture layer that I have shifted a bit. So this one is going to be much more broader mixer brush usage, unlike the first one that was much more precise. So here we have it. Let's look at before and after. Let's zoom in to 50%. So here we have before and after. Our image is looking awesome. Not that we have done a huge transformation, but we have just enhanced it the way we want it. Now, the next thing to do is dodge and burn. You don't necessarily have to do dodge and burn, but in this case, I want to. Why? Because I see a patch here that I would want to take care of using dodge and burn. So that also, I have an action for that, which I will make available. Here we have Ghananie dodge and burn. So I'll just click on it. It creates the dodge and burn layers for me. Now, by default, this doesn't do anything to your image. So you see, if we disable and enable, we see no change on the image. So we go to our dodge layer. Now, you know the difference between dodge and burn. Dodge is for light, burn is for darkness. So this is to add to make the place bright, and then this is to darken the place. So once we do this, it selects the brush for us automatically. So this is the good thing about my actions. I make certain things easier for the user to make your workflow faster. The only thing I cannot do, the only thing I've not added so far is to change the values, because we all have different values that we want to use. For dodge and burn, I prefer using 2% for the flow because I want to achieve it over time. What I'm doing here is more of a corrective dodge and burn. It's more of macro, not the global dodge and burn. So here I want to correct this part. I hope you guys can see the patch here. I want to correct it. It's dark and I want to make it look like the highlight over here. So here I'll just brush over and yeah, it's taking effect. So let's look at before and after. Before and now, you see that that patch has been taken care of. Is there some, I think here also. And yes, we have taken care. We can use dodge and burn for this area as well. See, it's dark here. So let's take care of it. Okay, let's zoom out. Yeah, that is good. If you realize that after the dodge and burn, you've distorted the image a bit, you can come back to your frequency separation layer, using your color layer and then the mixer brush, we can come here and then brush over just to consolidate what we just did, to unify it a bit. Okay, so here we have our image. Now the highlights and shadows on this image are good, but we will still go ahead and then do a global dodge and burn. So aside this dodge and burn for corrective, we will go back and then run our dodge and burn again. So this second one is for global dodge and burn, because we want to pronounce the highlights and then deepen the shadows a bit. So with our dodge, which is to the highlight selected, we'll go here and then try something like this. And then this is just to work on the highlights. Good, then we go to burn, which is the shadows. Then work on this sides. This is just to sculpt our subject. So the same way, we use the bracket open and close to increase or decrease the brush size. Okay, so let's do a quick before and after. Before and after. Let's zoom in. Before and after. So this is just something very light. So here we can close this now, and here we have it. Our image has been retouched within the quickest possible time. Now we can add something else to this image. I mean, what is a good portrait with dull eyes? So here we can brighten the eyes a bit. I have an action for that as well. The Ghananian magic eyes. Once you click it, it will create this for you, and it has a couple of steps in there. But all you need is to select your brush, and automatically selects the brush, but you would have to change the flow. Some people like 100%, I like 30%, so I can work my way up. So let's increase it to 50 because we want to focus on the eyes. And then we come here and brush in the white. So as we brush, you see what happens. It brightens the eyes. Don't worry, you can brush it fully, and as you brush, you realize that it's too bright. We'll solve that after using the opacity of this layer. So here we have this, it's too bright, obviously. So we come to the opacity of this and then reduce it. Normally, I'll use somewhere around 40 or 35 to make it look natural. So this is before, this is after. Before, after. If it's too much, you can reduce it to 35 just to make it look natural. This is before, this is after, and this is perfect. If we had for to whiten teeth, then I have an action also. There is also an option here to sharpen the eyes in case the eyes are not sharp. All these actions I will make available so you guys can download them for free. I don't sell any of my actions. Now let's create a stamp visible layer, and then let's disable all these. So we have before and now. Before and now. And this was created with simple actions without plugins or AI. No need to invest in buying plugins. You get it? These actions are free to download and use. I will be posting more tutorials like this to help you in your retouching journey. Whether you're new to retouching or you just want to upgrade your skill, this is the right place. If you haven't subscribed yet, this would be a good time for you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you get notified anytime I upload a tutorial. If this tutorial has been helpful to you, kindly consider sharing it with your community so we get more people viewing it. That way, you're able to support me to to create more tutorials. You can check these other videos showing on the screen.